Top news: Stephen Colbert says, "You may not see me the next 4 years," during final show of the Biden administration. Nobody's been hit harder by Donald Trump's victory in the 2024 presidential election than late-night talk show hosts. I'm not really sure why. Because he's all they talk about, so they should be thankful for 4 more years of material for their dwindling audience. But it seems like most of the late-night show hosts are really melting down over Trump's upcoming inauguration. The day after the election, Jimmy Kimmel broke down in tears at the thought of another Trump administration. Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him, and guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him too. You just don't realize it yet. And it seems like his counterpart over at The Late Show isn't handling it any better. Last night, Stephen Colbert delivered his last monologue of the Biden administration, and the hysterics were on full display. It's just a little bit of sweet and sour, a little bittersweet chocolate chip, because this is our last show of the Biden administration. It's been a good run. It's been a good run, Joe. Thank you for all your efforts. A little overly dramatic there, don't you think? But I guess this is what passes for comedy these days. Of course, there have been a lot of hysterical claims from the media since Trump was elected. Just this morning, FS1 host Joy Taylor took a shot at Donald Trump on her show Speak alongside former NFL wide receiver Keyshawn Johnson and Boston Celtics legend Paul Pierce. You can talk nonsense if you want to. It's a free country for a couple more days. All the histrionics about how Trump is going to take away everybody's freedom are, of course, bullshit. I mean, are they forgetting that he's already been president for 4 years and they're still on the air, despite losing pretty much their entire audience? But then again, they've got to do whatever they can to keep their ever-shrinking audience. So using over-the-top rhetoric about Trump being a threat to freedom of speech, even after Mark Zuckerberg revealed that the Biden administration asked Facebook to remove posts that were true, is the best way to fire up their liberal-leaning audience and keep them tuning in. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll get lucky enough to never have to see Colbert on TV anymore, even after Trump takes office.